Hello friends, hope you are doing well. In our previous video, I actually did some data types like numbers and strings. Today, in this video, I want to learn about some functions in Excel. So let's move over to our ChatGPT thread. Here, I already have selected a topic and this is it. So it says defining functions with let. In Excel, you define functions using the let keyword. Functions can take parameters and return values based on their consumptions. So I can see the syntax and the code examples as well. Looks like something pretty similar to other functions in other languages. So let's just try to write our first function in Excel. So let's just define a function let read. Oops, I have to put my printf function. So I'm calling this read function. Great. So let's just run it. It works. So you can see this function actually it's just printing a message but returning nothing, and it doesn't have a parameter as well. So I want to write a function with a parameter. So let's define our greet function. I'm passing a parameter name this time. First is for the string. So now I have to actually pass an argument after this greet function. So I have to pass Alex and run this. Works well. As you can see, this function is actually void and returns no value. It just prints a statement. So now this time I want to modify this function so it returns a value. So how to do that? Let's just remove this printf function and actually I want to comment this out. Remember our string printf function for string formatting is printf, and I just want to copy paste this statement from here. So after this, let's just put this thing. So now let's just assign the value of this function we got from here inside a variable let message is equal to read Alex and print this thing. Message working good. This time I want to work with a function with multiple parameters. So let's put another parameter here and let's just rename it first, like what? Let's say introduce, and I want to rewrite this thing. Hello. Name is, and I am years old. I forgot to introduce another parameter, so let's just put that age thing. So age, let's pass that age 9 and let's see. Works good. In this example, we already have seen working with some numbers and strings. Now I want to work with a function with purely numbers. So let's just write add functions which actually adds two numbers. Let add a b a plus in this sum variable we actually add two numbers and capture this result inside it. So let's call our add function at 3 and 5, and here comes our print function to print the value. Sum. Working good. Following this example, we can write variations for this kind of functions like subtract, divide, and else. Now I want to actually move over to the ChatGPT chat. Oh, seems like I have already covered this thing as well, which says function with multiple parameters. We already wrote that. So now I want to move over to this anonymous functions, which actually are lambdas. So if you guys already know about the lambda expressions in C# or anonymous functions in JavaScript, you should be pretty familiar with this. And so let's take a look at the code examples. Looks like quite different from C# and JavaScript syntax though. Here says sometimes we might want to define a quick function without naming it, known as anonymous functions. You can define this using fun keywords, says fun. But in JavaScript, we actually define anonymous functions with let, and this seems something like this, let. And actually, it's JavaScript. Sorry, let's just show me the JavaScript example first, so you can actually differentiate. Let's say as example. In JS, we actually write it like this: let add equal to a b a plus. This is JavaScript, but in F# we have something different. So let's just define this expression first. I'll try to write this thing. I'm copying it, but I want to write it from myself. So we have the fun keyword first. Fun, say a b equals to a plus b. But this expression is showing some warning. Let's just read out this warning message. In function types, delimits arguments and return values. Here's an expression, in sequence expression, equivalent to real keywords used in matched expressions. This expression is a value, i.e. is missing arguments, its types. So let's just pass the arguments and see what happens. In this instance, I want to put 1 and 2. Seems like still we have the warnings. So let's just try to put this expression inside a parenthesis and see what happens. Still we have the warning. Now I am trying to declare a variable and capture the result inside that. Let's try. Let sum, and warnings are gone. Let's print it. Print sum. Let's run it. Working good. So this was basically the F# version of anonymous functions. So let's consider the differences from JavaScript. In JavaScript, let's just write another line. Console.log. Oh no, at 4th. Just to explain it further, I'm going to write another line. Let sum. So if we compare this thing with JavaScript, so I can see basically this is the function. Actually, in more accurate, it's the anonymous function, the function expression, and these two are the arguments, and inside this variable we can captured the result. But the JavaScript example, these steps are quite different. So this is the thing. I'm moving back to our ChatGPT thread. So we are almost done with this anonymous functions. Now we have this recursive functions with metric, but in this video I don't want to cover this recursion thing here. Let's just move over to the Visual Studio and try to write some more codes with abstract anonymous functions. So I'm just removing this print statement and I'll write another functions with strings. So let message. This time I'll try to write even a more complex anonymous function. Let's see what happens. Fun. Name age equals to printf my name is %age and I am so this is the iterative function, and now I want to pass the arguments. So first of all I have to pass a string and it should be a name, Alex, and the second argument should be number, that an integer. So let's print it. White straight line. It says this expression was expected to have type string, but there has type string a string. What does that mean? Let's try to troubleshoot with ChatGPT. I'm copying this whole code. Let's just move back to ChatGPT and I'm interested to use an anonymous function, so I want to check this code example. One name is printf, name is person. Oops, I missed these two things actually, so let's put it inside our function. Error is gone, so let's compile and run it. Working good. So friends, for this video this much should be enough. Thank you.